Maya, okay, seriously. Imagine you're in Berlin. It's 1904, and you're standing in a courtyard. There's this horse, right? His name is Hans. And he's not just, standing there eating hay. He is literally solving division problems, like long division.
Wait, what? A horse? Like a literal four-legged neighing horse doing math?
I am 100% serious. He was called Clever Hans, Der Kluge Hans, and people were losing their minds. His owner, Wilhelm von Osten, was this math teacher who basically treated Hans like a student. He'd ask, Hans, what's 2/5 plus 1/2? And Hans would just tap his hoof. Tap, tap, tap. And he'd get the answer right every single time.
Okay, wait. How does a horse tap out a fraction?
Right? It's like he's a living, breathing calculator with a mane. He could tell time, he could identify musical tones, he could even read and spell in German. Von Osten would show him a card with a name on it, and Hans would tap out the letters using a code. It's like, imagine if your dog didn't just sit for a treat, but instead explained the nuances of the tax code.
I can barely get my dog to not eat my shoes, Leo. But okay, there has to be a catch. Was the guy tugging on the reins, giving him a secret signal?
That's the thing. Everyone thought it was a trick. The German Board of Education actually sent in a Hans Commission, 13 people, including a veterinarian and a circus manager, to debunk it. And they couldn't. They were like, nope, the horse is just a genius. Case closed.
No way. A government commission actually signed off on a math whiz horse?
They did. But then the psychologist named Oscar Pfungst enters the chat. He was like the Sherlock Holmes of animal behavior. He started testing Hans under different conditions. And this is where it gets honestly mind-blowing.
I'm ready. What did you find?
So Pfungst realizes that if the person asking the question doesn't know the answer, Hans doesn't know it either. And wait for it. If Hans has blinders on and can't see the person asking, he fails. He's totally lost.
Wait, really? So he wasn't doing math at all?
Exactly. But here's the kicker, Maya. The owner wasn't cheating. He wasn't doing it on purpose. Hans was actually reading these tiny, tiny microscopic changes in human body language. Like when Hans got close to the right number of taps, the person asking would get slightly tense, maybe lean forward just a millimeter, or their eyebrows would twitch. And when Hans hit the right number, they'd relax, just a tiny bit. Hans would see that release and think, okay, that's my cue to stop tapping. Where's my carrot?
Wow. So the horse was actually smarter than people thought, just in a different way. He was a master of reading people.
Precisely. He was like a biological lie detector. Pfungst even tested it on humans. He'd have people think of a number, and he'd tap his hand and try to guess when to stop just by watching their faces. And he could do it. He proved that we are constantly broadcasting our thoughts through our bodies without even knowing it.
That is actually a little bit spooky. It's like we're all just leaking information all the time. It's funny how much there is to learn about how we interact with the world. If you're enjoying diving into these rabbit holes with us, you should definitely join the loop. Come back tomorrow and get your daily curiosity fix. We'd love to have you here.
Yes, join the Hans fan club. Or the Pfungst Files? Maybe not that one. Anyway,
this whole thing became known as the Clever Hans effect. It changed everything in science. Now, when they test drugs or do psychology experiments, they have to do double-blind studies, where the person giving the test doesn't know the answer either. Because if they know, they might accidentally Hans the subject.
Hans the subject. I like that as a verb. Does this apply to anything else?
Oh, it's huge in AI right now. Sometimes an AI looks like it's solving a complex problem, but it's actually just picking up on some random cue in the data that has nothing to do with the logic. It's like the AI is tapping its hoof because it saw a pixel it liked, not because it actually understands the math.
It's amazing how a horse from 1904 is still teaching us how to build computers in 2024.
Right? It's a bittersweet story, though. After his owner died, Hans was passed around and eventually drafted into World War I. He disappeared around 1916.
Oh, that's sad. Poor Hans.
It is. But his legacy is huge. He taught us that animals are way more observant than we give them credit for, and that humans are, well, we're a lot more obvious than we think.
Clearly. Well, I'm going to go see if my dog can tell me what time it is.
Good luck with that. If he taps out dinner time, he's probably just reading your mind.
Probably. Thanks for the story, Leo. See you again tomorrow, everyone.
Stay curious.